Still, they cannot hear you.
Oh, here it comes. Oh,
Oh, there you go.
that's you. Yeah, they hear it now
Okay.
because I hear you. All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for being here again. Once again, this show is brought to you by From Broke to Millions. Can you hear us now? Hit that chat, man. That's why we couldn't see nothing.
Yeah.
They can hear us now. And we also have the audio available now. So you can get the audio book right now. Also, type in the chat. You got that chat open up, man. You know, we always want to know where you from, where you checking in at. All right. Tell us where you're from, where you're checking in at. And also, this is brought to you by the Soto, right?
Yep.
That's the new development in Florida. Man, it's official. We officially received all the entitlements for this wonderful project. 35 condos, 124 key hotel, wonderful sites, prime downtown. So, renowned architect Andre Kukowski. He's done numerous projects in New York. The Hudson Yards is one of his projects, and he also came down here to do one of these. So thank you so much for joining. Hey, guys, if you're interested in investing and being part of Nassau Investments investing group, just go to NassauInvest.com. That's NASSAU Invest, INVSTS.com. And then click on Join Investor List. And we can share with you on different projects, but if you want to be a part of this soda project, which is an amazing project, which is official now, we have everything ready to go. We'll be coming out of the ground in 10 months or less.
Nice.
10 months or less. I want it could be much faster than that, but I'm always conservative. All right.
That's super exciting. And today, Mike,
what we got
is the last hotel investing masterclass.
Really?
That we're doing. So
that
that's
sounds
why
so sad.
I know, but I know how busy you are, so you can't do this like every single week, right?
Yeah.
No,
I wish I could.
All right. So let's
I'm going on vacation next week.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
San Juan, baby. I know y'all. I know that's not like so a luxury, but that was a quick getaway.
All right. So today we're going to talk about how to buy hotels, and it doesn't matter even if you're broke, have bad credit, or even if you're a newbie investor, like you have not even bought a single family home yet.
Really?
That's okay.
You can do that.
Yep. I mean, we will talk about that.
You know where
later,
I got that from, guys. I'm so transparent. These techniques I learned, I got from the guy Robert Allen. If you never read that book, man, what was so crazy, I did not know Robert Allen. For those you don't know, he wrote the book No Money Down. He wrote another one, Victor Hanson, The 1 Minute Millionaire. What else did he write? He wrote Multiple Streams of Income.
Right.
And so many books. Mm-hmm. But those techniques I still use today. Yep. And he's responsible for Stephen, is it Covey?
Mm-hmm. Stephen
4
Covey.
minute. Is that the 4 minute work week?
No.
Who's Stephen Covey? That's
Stephen Covey is the. Wait, who's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?
7 Habits of Effective. That guy. So Stephen Covey was actually Robert Allen's professor, but because Steve Covey told him to write his goals down, he said, I want to write a book. Robert Allen said in class, I want to write a book. And so he got inspired by Covey to write a book. He writes a book, becomes a #1 bestseller. And then Covey reaches out to him and says, yo, how'd you do that? What can I do? And he was like, I'm going to give you my marketing guy. And they go off and write a book, and the rest is history.
Yep, and there's a reason why you're mentioning that, right? Too.
Maybe.
Coming up soon. Anyway.
And then the last thing is, what was the other guy, the big sales marketing guy? He always was teaching how to leverage money. Oh my gosh, I can't get it out. Anyway, he was a big guy, and he did all those infomercials back in the day on real estate. But anyway, He was a marketing guy for Robert Allen. And I know I'm not clear on the lines, but he actually ran off with a no money down technique. And that thing sold over $1 billion worth of real estate education. $1 billion of real estate education.
That's crazy.
I know I told you. That was a lot.
Yep. Carlton Sheets. Is
Carlton
the guy.
Sheets is exactly who it is.
Interesting.
That's exactly who it was. Thank you so much.
But the techniques that you're going to learn works better than Carlton Sheets techniques.
Yeah, because the one thing about, and by the way, Robert was like, Mike, you're pretty good. Actually, you know real estate way better than me.
Oh, wow.
I was like, thank you, thank you. But he was like, I'm gonna show you how to educate people better.
Nice.
And so he's offered us to write a book together.
That's right, guys.
And Wendell can't stop cheesing on that.
I already have the book
Guys,
cover and everything.
if Robert Allen wrote a book with us, would you guys go buy that? Or does anybody even know who Robert Allen is? If you know who Robert Allen is, type yes in the chat. My company is, I can't see that. What is that?
Chris Boyd said yes. Marlon James from Ohio.
Yeah.
Cool. Lynn. All right.
Well, they were like, we'll write a book. I
Looking to
mean, if
get
they
into
got
hotels.
behind us and writing a book, I mean, this guy's got multiple #1 bestsellers.
Yeah.
He's got to know something.
Right. He knows. He definitely knows how to sell books. For sure.
He knows how to sell books.
Yep.
I'm in.
All right. Cool. We have a lot to cover, Mike.
All right. So what that means was shut up, Mike. Get to work. Let's go, man.
All right. You want to do this?
Yeah, now's the right time to learn. Oh, man. You know, I was just reading about this. 247 billion, 0.5, 240, let's just say
520 million.
250 billion of hotel mortgages are maturing this year. You got to take advantage. Not only are houses and commercial real estate, but the hotels are maturing. And guess what? The interest rates are going to adjust. They're going to have to pay more, and people are going to want to sell.
Yeah. Or some of them will even go into foreclosure. So it's like if you're not ready to buy hotels, then, well, you'll be left out.
And look, I don't want you to go into foreclosure, guys. Look, but call me. We'll bail you out.
The Mike Ely bailout plan.
Hey, the Mike Ely bailout plan. Would you scroll up on that wall? Okay.
I ain't doing it.
Oh, well, you got the Carlton Sheets web chat. You control that, don't you?
Yep. All right.
Okay, yes. Yep, okay. So the big lie about hotel investing. Multiple people think hotel investing is impossible. You got to be rich or well-connected. And,
But we will show you that that's just a big lie. I mean, you need, to be, not you need to be rich, but it helps to
Yeah,
be
it
rich.
helps.
It helps to be well connected. But we're going to show you how to get the know-how and the know-who.
yeah, absolutely.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So, who here are newbie investors? That is, you have not done a single deal yet.
Type in the chat if
Put in
you're
the
newbie.
chat if you're a newbie
Say
investor.
newbie. If you haven't done a house, you
It's
haven't
okay.
done, and it's okay if you
Yeah.
haven't done a hotel either. But
Yeah.
we got a newbie here, Jessica.
All right, Jessica,
and
Jean,
Okay.
Dawn. Okay, who else? Michael. All right. Who else are newbie investors?
All right.
Jay Patel, Tanika, C.
Oh, we got a lot of
Okay.
newbies. Okay, that's good to
Okay.
hear.
That's great, guys, because this training is for you as well, because you don't have to start with houses and work your way up. What I tell people is that you're no longer in school where houses is like elementary school, and then apartments is like high school, and then hotels is like college. No, you can actually jump, right, Mike? Because you know this guy.
I mean,
right?
I know this guy, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He did some corporate, but I mean, he never raised any real money, and he left his job, seized the opportunity, and in 10 years, never owning any real estate. In 10 years, no hotels, went to $1 billion worth of hotel
Hotels.
real estate and raised hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's amazing. So from zero real estate to $1 billion worth of hotels in just 10 years. That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. So we'll show you how to do that during this masterclass. And then who here are experienced investors? Maybe you have 1, 2, or 3 or more houses, or you have, an apartment building or two, type in the chat, experience or whatever, with experience.
Oh, type in boss.
A boss or whatever, boss. Yeah, that's easier.
Type boss.
Who
If
here
you
are-
got
who-
a couple of, if you
who
got
here,
a couple,
who here are bosses? All right.
yeah, there we go.
May,
May's
Lori,
boss.
Sherry.
There we go.
Who else?
Experienced
Renee,
boss.
semi-experienced boss. Dallas, Lori. Even one house, qualifies you as a boss.
You're
quote
a boss
unquote.
in my house,
Lori,
man.
cool.
Well, not my
Camille
house.
has one duplex.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, what's nice about hotels, and Mike will tell you more about this, is that hotels, like, the cash flow is really good if you have the right hotels with the
Absolutely.
right hotel operator. The cash flow is just huge, right?
Yeah.
And we will show. So if you have hotels in addition to apartment buildings, like,
Right.
you will have good cash flow, good appreciation, while taxes is not will be lower too, which again we will discuss that in more detail. So all right. So just imagine this, guys. I know this could be a pipe dream for some, but imagine what if you have just one free and clear hotel,
Ooh.
right? Do
I
you
don't know if they're
know?
ready for that.
Do you know that, let's say, 100-key hotel, 100-room hotel, will produce about $1 million in net operating income per year. So if it's free and clear, that means the entire $1 million is totally passive, right? So just imagine that for a minute. What will you do with $1 million per year in passive income? Will you travel the world?
Will you quit your job?
Will you quit your job?
Would you get a divorce? Would you be like, I won the lottery? I want a divorce. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, what if you have more than one hotel, right?
Oh my gosh.
So imagine,
Nah, you
just
can't get divorced, man. It's cheap.
massive-
It's cheaper to keep them. Yeah, just quit the job.
massive income
Just
coming
quit the job.
in, right?
Don't quit the family. Just
Yeah.
quit the job.
Exactly. Tanika said reinvest it,
Yeah.
which is
Absolutely.
good. Camille said quit my job. Awesome. All right. Okay, well, all that is a possibility, and we will show you exactly how to do that. So, want me to talk about this?
No, I'll start up. I mean, today what we want to talk about is how you got to realize right now is the right time to buy hotels. And Big Deal Hacking is the best way to buy hotels. Like, we're going to show you why you need to take action now.
Yep.
First of all, who on here wants to own a hotel? Yes or yes? Anybody want to own a hotel? Type in the chat yes or yes. All right, if you want to own a hotel. Okay. We got people that want to own this hotel business.
Yep.
All right, we're good because you're at the right place because I'm gonna tell you how, and I'm gonna show you the game, but what I'm giving you is information to get started. But then it goes to another level, and hell yes, Gene
Hell yes,
Fraser.
Eugene.
And Gene, I just looked at it. When you're on LoopNet, when you're going to there, because Gene, I'm sorry, I know you get upset with me, but when you go to LoopNet, there should be a file in there with the profit and loss. And in that file, there should be the ADR and occupancy in there
Oh, for
the hotel.
hotels.
So
Right.
if not, you can request that from the broker. All right, let's get on now. So who am I? Why should you listen to me? Well, because I've done it before. These literally are my 4 hotels that I own. And I showed you earlier the 5th one that we're building down in Sarasota, Florida. So, we got a Staybridge, a Hampton Inn, Home 2, and a Marriott Courtyard. And we're transitioning to do management ourselves as well, or a hybrid, as we'll say.
Cool.
Yes.
But
yes,
It was not. It's not always good.
Yeah, I've lost. I lost $400,000 on the deal. I didn't.
Who
know-
wants to lose 400,000? Put yes in the chat. Yep.
Who wants to be like me and lose $400,000? Type no or no.
Right. And it's amazing. Even a billionaire, tried to bully you out of your own deal. That's like terrible.
Yeah. No. No. Well, that's why I'm here, so you don't make these mistakes.
Right.
You know, I'm excited. I'm really excited on where I'm at today because I now have so much experience. Like we can teach people to do anything, from wholesaling to hotels to developments,
Even developments from the ground up.
and everything you need, how to make the decisions. I mean, if you had somebody that that could help you be successful like that, would you ask for their help? Is that a yes or a no? If you had
Yeah,
somebody,
definitely.
no, that's not the question. Is if somebody like me could coach you, would that be beneficial? Type yes or no. You know,
Yeah.
would you move forward if you had somebody like that in your corner? Yes or no?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely, yes. So,
I know I would. I'd be like, let's go.
all right, but how did you recover from all of that, Mike? And how did you figure it out?
Man, I had to educate myself. I went on and educated myself. I attended hotel conferences. I surrounded myself by other people that were doing things much better than me, much bigger than me, and it gave me a whole different perspective on how to be successful in this industry. And yeah, you may say I spent $20,000 here.
It's probably
Lear-
way more than that.
I mean, really, to learn what I've learned, I spent 5 million, 8 million. I can't even put a number on it.
Yeah.
And that's just cash. I don't even know about the debt. Well, debt, yeah, because we already had over 200 something million dollars in real estate.
Yep.
And guys, some of you, and for those thumbs up, I love keep it when you get the thumbs up. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. A lot of people, what you don't realize is, oh man, shoot. Let's go on the next one. Somebody keep doing these thumbs up. I was all excited about that.
But you finally cracked the code, right? After 5 long
did.
years.
It took me 5 long years, and we figured it out. And now we're just nonstop.
Yeah.
We even taught the code to these wonderful people. I mean, Dave Vaughn,
And we'll talk.
she's amazing. Dia, she's doing her own boutique thing.
Yeah, Dia has like 4 hotels now.
and I do not doubt Dia will come out with her own brand.
Yeah.
She will have her own brand soon.
Yep.
And Johannes,
Yep.
is that right?
Johannes, yep.
I mean,
Has 3 hotels in 7 months.
Yeah.
So, here are the 3 secrets, guys. Secret number 1, hotels produce multiple streams of massive income. Secret number 2, hotels can be bought for no money down. And secret number 3, big deal hacking is the best way to buy hotels. And we'll discuss each of these secrets in detail. All right? So, hotels produce multiple streams of massive income so that you become financially free faster. You know, just imagine just one hotel. As Mike will always say, you're one big deal away. You're literally one hotel away to become financially free. That's how crazy hotels are from a cash flow standpoint.
Absolutely. Here's an example here. So on the multiple streams, multiple streams of massive incomes in hotels. Number one, let's compare the two, the hotel revenue versus the apartment revenue. So if you got a 100-unit apartment and let's say you're getting $800 a month, you got 90% occupancy. And then let's keep things simple. We use a ratio of 50%, meaning you would keep 50% of that'll go to the NOI. And then you'll have a net operating income of $432,000, right? So 800 times that, that's the bottom line. Then you get a 100-room hotel. You get $100 a night at 365 days with a 65% occupancy, and your NOI should be about 30%. You're going to net $711,000, over $700,000 compared to the $430,000.
Yeah, and by the way, the occupancy and NOI, those are like average numbers for an average limited service hotel in an average city across America, right? So if you're in a destination spot, like your location is great, your occupancy will even be better than that. And if you charge a higher ADR, your NOI ratio can actually even be higher than 30%. That's why we say that 100-unit or 100-room hotel can have an NOI of like $1 million per year. So 711 is actually on the low end.
Yeah, that is on the low end.
Yep.
I mean, hotels just overall, they make a lot more income versus apartment. And listen, that's not all that you get from doing a hotel.
Yep. But before we discuss the other streams of income,
what we're gonna talk
here's
about?
an actual case study.
This is the actual deal that we did. Like, I bought this 145 hotel Staybridge, which is an IHG product, and an 86 key Hampton. Now check this out. I bought it for just shy of $14 million, and then I brought in capex renovation money of $900,000, and then I brought in like roughly 3.5 for debt to buy out the current owner, bring debt current, etc. So I'm
cash
all
reserves.
in cash reserve. So I'm all in for $18 million. We did this. I assumed debt. All in for $18 million, and here's some of the cash flows. The Staybridge is doing like $1.5 million net before debt. $650,000 NOI before debt
For Hampton Inn.
for the Hampton Inn,
Which will probably be higher than
it's actually
650.
it's going to be about $800,000 this year. So that's $2.1 million in revenue. If you do this, what is this? 8 cap, 9 cap? What cap?
Yeah, the Staybridge I have like 8.5 cap, and the Hampton Inn at a 10 cap, which probably is too high for a
And they
Hampton Inn.
actually calculate this a little different. I mean, that's total $24 million in value. We were all in for 18. There's a $6.1 million upside,
Not counting the cash flow.
not counting cash flow.
Which
And
is
then, but here's the great thing: I'm pushing the Hampton Inn's NOI up, so it's going to be worth $10 million, and the Staybridge should be worth $20 million.
Nice.
Somebody said, "What is percentage of profit?" Oh, we answered that. Okay. So look, there's multiple streams of massive income in hotels. I mean, there's other ways. Generally, now the main thing you want is heads and beds, right? That's where you make your money in the hotel business. But you generate additional income from your food and beverage at the bar, just like the Aloft or the W. Man, those are known for places to come for happy hours. Your bar could generate $1 million plus,
That's crazy.
and you'll net $200,000-300,000. The food, you don't have great margins on the food.
Like what, 5%?
10-15%. I mean, alcohol,
still-
you can do
it's still-
more.
it's
You
still
can do
not
more
bad.
than 30%.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, you're like doubling your money on alcohol.
Cool.
And what else we got? Like, you got meeting space. I mean, the thing about meeting space is really big. Just think about this. Conventions. Do you realize the reason why a lot of conventions go to the bigger cities? They go to the bigger cities not only because there's a lot more to do, but the main reason is they don't have space to hold people. There are not enough hotels. They don't have enough meeting space. That's why I'm not going to say that's the only reason why Cincinnati doesn't get a lot of conventions, but we don't have space. Indianapolis, once they build that humongous convention center, people go there all the time for a convention.
Interesting.
All right. So my point is that's another source of revenues, meeting space, ballrooms. And then, when you go to the store, to the your hotel, they got the little store with whatever you need: aspirin, sodas, beer,
Yeah, toothpaste.
toothpaste,
Yeah.
your amenities, hotel
Right.
amenities. And all of that, if you got long-term extended stay, a lot of them have laundry. Where you're paying money. So you got your own coin laundry. So there's multiple streams of income.
Yep. So why is that important, Mike? Like the multiple streams of income.
I mean, right here, you add an additional $100,000 in income, divided by the ACAP, you created $1.2 million in value.
Right.
Just by selling extra stuff.
Right. And 100,000 is not like I know it's still a significant amount, but really, if you divide that like on a daily basis, that's not a lot, right? That's like $300 per day, roughly.
Yeah.
So just from the convenience store alone, you can potentially make that, right? So, all right, and here's Johannes Orpelainen, one of our mastermind members. So when he joined the mastermind, he told us, Mike, hey, if you guys can help me buy just one hotel, then the mastermind is worth it. In 7 months, he bought 3 hotels, and he's also an apartment investor, both like a passive investor and an active investor. And he told me this, like a lot of syndicators will project certain cash on cash return with apartments, but a lot of times those projections they don't meet it. So but what he likes about hotels is that there's so many levers or things that you can play with to increase cash flow. So, and in fact, this is one of his hotels, one of the 3 hotels that he purchased, which is really amazing, right, Mike?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, what's so great about him? I mean, he didn't have any hotel experience, but he got this guy to do owner financing. I mean, what has he got? Like 120 down?
Yeah, 100.
120%. I mean, in the
Roughly
first
20%
2
of-
years, the amount of income he's generated, he can return his down payment.
Yeah, most likely.
He can have all that.
Or probably
I mean,
3 years or less than 3 years, actually. Yeah, like
80%
2.5 years,
loan to
something like that.
cost, 6.5%, 5-year fixed. I know some people like, you remember this, oh my gosh, the interest rate is 5%. It's 5.5. This is terrible. Like, dude, that's nothing. Wait till, I was sharing how I was paying 8 and 9. Now here we go. Here we go again.
Yep. Yeah. So you can definitely make money even at an 8% mortgage interest rate. I actually saw a question there. you know.
Rabbit. He was talking about like you can make money at 8% and you can buy eight at an 8 cap. But since you asked that question, the main thing is there's got to be upside. If there's
Yep.
no upside, then yes, you're right. If you're buying something with existing cash flow and there's no potential to increase the average daily rate or increase occupancy, then yeah, or reduce expenses, then no, you can't make money.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Let's move
Okay.
on. What about taxes, Mike?
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna jump into it. Now,
Is this something that you want people to know or the IRS to know?
yeah, well, I mean,
they wrote the rules, right?
hey, Hillary Clinton. Now, I'm gonna say I'm a conservative Democrat. She was and regardless of Trump, but I'm not getting into that. But they were on a debate, and she was on there like Trump didn't pay taxes. He had $1 billion loss. And then it was like, so what do you got to say about that, Trump? He was like, yeah, I took it. And so did all your friends take it. And if you didn't like it, why didn't you write the law out? It's something that they can get. Listen, guys, my point is there's depreciation that's written in the tax code for people that generate revenue that they can offset their gains.
Yeah, and the nice thing about hotels though is that hotels is comprised not just of the physical building but also the business, right? And so the depreciation from a business side, you can depreciate equipment and so on. Some of them as short as 1 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Which means you get a lot more depreciation against your taxable income. That's why, Mike told me one day that a lot of his hotel investor friends, they make 7 or 8 figures,
Yeah.
but they pay 0 in taxes.
They ain't paying no taxes. Now they may
Crazy.
pay some state, but they ain't paying no federal taxes. Can you imagine making No, I need you to imagine, okay? And imagine yourself making $3 million a year. $3 million a year. And guess what? Now, imagine this. If you made $3 million a year and you paid regular taxes, you're really only taking 1.5 home. Right?
Yeah, essentially half.
Or
right?
1.6, 1.5, 1.6.
By the time you pay everything.
But if you had hotel and you had depreciation and you did it right, you're taking your complete $3 million home with you.
That's crazy.
You're taking it all, baby.
All right. Now, you might be thinking, but Mike, I don't have the money to buy hotels. Well, that's where secret number 2 comes in, and that is hotels can be acquired with no money down. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, and here are 5 techniques. You want to discuss this, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, these are techniques that I still use today, man. I mean, I used them from the beginning now. I mean, technique number 1, use seller equity, right? Do a joint venture, leverage owner financing. You can do that. Number 2, using current lender's money. Mortgage assumption. I'll show you how I assume debt. Some of you guys on the Smile Hazard, you call it subject to. Same thing. Other one is OPM, other people's money. Always been around, never changed. Using other people's money, or what we call syndications. All right. Number 4, using cash from the deal itself. Yeah, you can leverage off the cash flow and the deal. And technique number 5, using cash from multiple sources. We like to call that the capital stack.
Right. And here's an example of that.
So here's multiple sources. This is what we call a capital stack. I'm gonna get you guys ready. Did anybody know what a capital stack is? Say yes or no. If you knew what a capital stack is, yes.
Marlon
There's
said
Marlon.
yes.
No.
No,
Yep.
from
See,
Peniculon,
that's
no.
fine. Hey,
No, okay.
All right. We're gonna learn all this language. Tony said, "Oh, I don't know if that's no or oh." No, I'm just kidding with you, Tony. The capital stack is basically how you layered it. So let's say you got a $10 million purchase price, and you got a 65% first mortgage or senior position. You're here, senior
Yeah,
position.
senior position.
All right.
Yep.
Then you can get 10% PACE. Now that will be called a second mortgage or junior position. And now PACE wouldn't necessarily be called this, but it also can be called MEZ. Or because now PACE is a program where it's like if you're green and it's energy reducing,
Right.
That's a special program, but you can swap that out with MEZ or
Mezzanine
investor
financing.
and then let's say the investor does some owner financing. So your total capital stack, what's left is you just got to bring 15% to the table. Now let's get in deeper here. Now you figure that out, but watch this. Then let's say the investor gives you a $500,000 buyer's credit, right?
So what that means is you get that money at closing to reduce your down payment that you need. But in exchange, let's say the seller increased the price by by half a million as well, so that from the seller's standpoint, it's break even, right? It's the same thing. But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. So I mean, if you do 15% of 10.5 million, now instead of bringing the 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, because supposedly without that, right? So 15% of 10 million, that's 1.5 million, right? But now because of the $500,000 credit, but you increase the price by $500,000, right? But you get the 500,000 credit at closing. Now you need $1,075,000 left, and then on top of that, you can negotiate a deferred maintenance credit, right? Which is like you go through the hotel with the property inspector, and the inspector will say, "Oh, you know what? The windows are 10 years old. The roof is whatever."
And to give you an idea, now when you get into commercial, they don't necessarily just call them inspectors, even though that's what they are, but they also call them engineers.
There you go for hotels. Yep, engineers. So bottom line, now it's reduced further to $575,000 for a $10 million hotel. That's like 5.75% down payment, right? And then that can be funded by private investors too.
Absolutely.
And see the mortgage lender is okay with that with hotels and apartments, but with houses, it's going to be a harder sell for you to say, hey, you know what? I have this investor. He will not be on the loan, but he will put up the money. With hotels and apartments, that's an accepted practice.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's an actual example of a mortgage assumption. So Mike, tell us more about this.
Yeah. So this is a deal. I actually assumed the mortgage. Guys, I went in on this deal subject to, they even waived my assumption fee. My assumption fee would have been like $83,000 if I'm correct.
Yep.
They waived it. Now I did bring just shy of $1 million, but that was to bring the mortgage current and
To pay for the cash burn.
and cash burn because we were in the middle of COVID, so we didn't know if we would get the occupancy and the ADR there. But guys, I did it with no money. I used the assumption. I didn't have to go get a loan, and then I did OPM. See, I did a combination there.
Yeah, exactly.
I did a combination of OPM. So sometimes you can just use one technique completely for that, or sometimes you combine techniques together.
Nice.
Guys, did that make sense? Do you understand? Who now understands how they can assume debt and use OPM to do a no money down deal? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
I just need to know. Tell me because I'll stop. Because if you don't understand, I can't move forward. Okay, absolutely. All right, let's go on to another one.
Ravi has a question
Okay,
on
what do you got?
will the seller agree to a third position on an owner financing? And one way around that is you can give him like equity in the deal, right? As a form of a third mortgage, if you will. And some sellers are okay with that, So it doesn't have to be like a second mortgage or a third mortgage. So, you want to talk about this?
You do pretty good.
Yeah,
Talk
so
about
so DLU, this deal is not necessarily no money down up front. Although I think she also used other people's money
She
to
did.
buy the hotel,
She
right?
did.
And I think her all in is what, 750,000,
Yes,
something like that.
yes.
And then when in less than 1 year, the hotel itself, just the structure, not including the business, was appraised for $1 million or $1.2 million. And so when she got it refinanced at 75%, basically she has no money in the deal.
Yeah.
So it's like effectively no money in the deal. So, and it's like infinity profit, right? Infinity return.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, guys, what I mean, if you could do a deal, if we could show you how to do a deal where you did it, because she raised 750 cash, she acquired it, refinanced it, and pulled out 1.2 or 1 million. Was it 1 million?
I think she pulled out 1 million.
I mean, she paid everybody off and put 250 in her pocket.
Yep. Nice.
Who would like a deal like that? Who would want to make 250? Now you got to pay some investors some of that, but I mean, let's say I think she took that as debt, so she would pay their investors 10%. That would have been just 75. What that would have been 75,000.
Yep.
On the 750.
And the rest of the 250 is hers. 250 minus 75. Yeah, 175,000
175.
in her pocket.
A little bit of work, but how long do you have to work to make 175 a year?
Yeah,
in a year. No, she did it less than a year.
Yeah, she did it in less than a year. Yep, exactly. So like for some people,
I mean, some people. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle, but like, I mean, you got people on here that's making 80,000 a year, and that would take them
2 years,
2.5 years.
Yep, 2 years to earn that or more. Yeah, actually, you're right. More than 2 years, and then this is just one of her deals, right?
One.
She actually has 4 hotels right now too, which is
now,
amazing.
guys, do you understand now how I say this is a small one?
Yeah, 48.
But that's what I'm saying. You're one big deal away. Seriously.
Exactly. Yep. So now you might be thinking, but Mike, I don't know how to find and manage these hotels, right? Well, that's where secret number 3 comes in, and the best way to buy these hotels is through what we call big deal hacking.
Absolutely.
Right. So, but here's the reality.
Yeah. What's the reality?
When you buy a hotel, right, it's not like, hey, I want to buy a hotel. Well, you have to have the net worth and liquidity in order to buy them. So what that means, guys, is let's say for that $10 million hotel, and you need like $8 million. That's the loan amount that you need. When your net worth has to be at least $8 million, right? And you have to have the liquidity in order to actually be approved, right?
Don't you know?
Yep.
You also have hotel operation experience. Now that's just to get in front door. I can only imagine. Well, I already know because I got interviewed the other day with Marriott. Woo, I got beat up.
You got beat up by Marriott?
I got beat up.
Really?
And I got some skills. Man, it's tough, man. I mean, these brands are not going to look. Now, that's not true. When you grab a Best Western or IHG or kind of smaller hotels, they kind of let you just take over. Hilton maybe not so much, but they won't let you just take over. Whereas the Marriott, they're not. It's don't even think about it.
Really, even though you have like hotel ownership, they don't necessarily want to, you know, approve you for
We'll get approved.
that's
Well,
crazy.
you'll get approved. It's just it's a process.
Right.
You're gonna have to go through training. But man, if you know that up front, you can always start preparing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And then lastly, obviously you need some down payment and money for cash reserves
Absolutely.
too, right?
Yeah.
Now, but there's a solution for all of these,
Oh, what's the solution?
which is what you learned, right?
Yeah, I mean, I learned to utilize OP, other people's credit, net worth, liquidity, other people's money, other people's experience. Like, that's how I got started. My first deal was that Marriott Courtyard. Me and Nate didn't have the net worth. And really not all we had some liquidity, but we didn't have the net worth. And what it is about net worth, whatever you borrow, most of the time, the banks want you to have that net worth.
Right.
I'm like, well, if I had that net worth, I wouldn't need to borrow it.
Yes, in other words, banks will lend you money if you don't need it. That's just the reality though. But what did you do, Mike? So you found someone with the net worth, right?
Yeah, I found the net worth. I mean, I think they're worth 30, 40, 50 million. I'm not sure what their true net worth is. And from that, they signed a debt with me. And because they signed a debt, I was able to do larger deals.
Nice.
Like, I signed these other hotels by myself. They
Cool.
didn't worry about that. So, I mean, one big deal away.
Yeah.
I don't say that just for any other reason. I just showed you like two examples of literally how this real estate and how this whole hotel game can change everything.
Yep. And then in terms of money, you have people who help raise money.
Yeah, I had
actually.
people that
Yep.
raised money for, made introductions. It was a team.
Yep. So it doesn't have to come from your pocket
no.
or from people you know, because some of you might be thinking, well, I don't know anyone who has money.
I didn't. None of us in
Yeah.
this room right now grew up with money.
Yep.
I just want to be clear. We never grew up with money.
And then using other people's experience, which you did with that hotel operator, right? Because the
Yeah.
franchise won't approve you.
Yes.
So which is crazy too. Like even if you have like 1,000 apartment units and you go to Marriott and say, hey, I wanna buy this Marriott. Marriott will say, well, we will not give you a brand, but I have experience with apartments. But I have 1,000 units. Well, we don't care.
No, they don't.
They don't care.
They're like,
But I have $10 million in the bank. We don't care.
Hey man, so look, you saying that, but like my man owns MedPace. He's a billionaire. He could buy all this stuff with his own money. The banks wouldn't give him a loan.
To buy a hotel.
Well, no, he was going to do it using bonds, and then the franchise was going to give it to him, but they really weren't going to let him manage it, and then he couldn't even get financing.
That's
and he's
crazy.
a billionaire.
Wow.
So he ended up buying all the bonds himself, and then after the bonds, like the market adjusted, and he sold all the bonds off.
Interesting. But you can use other people's experience,
There you
right,
go.
to get approved for financing. That's the point.
And that was the whole thing. My team that I brought together. In fact, the other person I brought, they had multiple hotels that they built and owned. We had a management company that was not only were they in the business for 30 years, all the executives were in the business for 30 years. I mean, it wasn't nothing that we couldn't. We had everybody at the table that had a skill set related to these hotels, and because of that, we were able to put the deal together. I mean, guys, you just want to be the big deal maker. You don't have to know everything.
You have to know enough so that you know what you're going, like the deal that you have is really a deal. You still need the know-how, but the point is you can get other people to do the work, to partner with other people.
I mean, this is all I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I've a lot of time my people bring me a deal, right? Or they reach out to me. Either way, somebody
Right.
reach out to me or they bring
Or
me a
some
deal.
of our mastermind members actually
Yeah.
bring you deals.
And I'm like, okay, this is great. You know what? We want to move forward. And then you be like, okay, who do we need to sign for debt? If I can sign for it, I will. If not, I got to bring somebody in.
Right.
Like Sarasota, I'll probably bring somebody in to sign debt.
Yeah, it's $110 million deal.
Yeah. And then we bring an operator, which is like Commonwealth, or if it had apartments, I'll bring somebody in for that. And then we go after private investors to raise, which we're partners there. The brothers help raise
Right,
a big
right.
portion of that money as well.
That's right, that's right. So you don't have to do everything by yourself. Here's an actual example of a deal that Mike is doing, and all he's doing is big deal hacking or being the big deal maker, right?
Absolutely. This all came to fruition back in December of 2019, and Rodrigo and I, we got together. We were already doing some things together, and I knew he could do developments, and I was like, man, this is a small acre lot. Can you do it? And he was like, no problem, my brother. We're going to do this. I said, all right, let's go. And but here's how I do it. My operator, my partner, they brought the deal. Then the brothers helped raise money. I raised money, but they brought in money. And then Rodrigo managed it. So he's kind of like the operator and partner, right? And we used other people's money. You saw we had a different operator.
Right. And
And then we're going to bring in somebody to sign debt.
yeah. And there's even a broker who brought the hotel franchise or
Yeah,
Hilton
then somebody brought the franchise.
And then you have the brokers who actually, are selling the condos. Even before they're built, they've sold like what? Like
Yeah. They sold four. We sold 4 or
Six?
5, and we only have nothing on the ground. We might be at 6.
6, okay.
Because we have somebody that's willing to. What are they doing? They're buying 2 condos to combine in one.
Oh wow, okay. But the point here, guys, is that you don't have to do everything by yourself.
Don't try to do it
Yep.
yourself.
Just like what Devon Reeves did, right?
Yeah, I mean, we met Devon back when we were buying the courtyard, and we wanted to do the deal. She wanted to come in then, and she wanted to own her hotels, but she was like, you know what? We got some money. Let's try it out. And she raised money, and that was the beginning. And next thing you know, she's a hotel owner and featured in multiple magazines.
Yeah, more magazines than you.
More
Which is
magazines than
crazy.
me. I'm like,
You know?
I was the guy. I thought I was putting the deal. I'm the big deal maker. Why you get more pub?
Yeah, so basically, Devon hacked your deal.
She definitely hacked
She's
me.
the big deal hacker.
Blah. It was like Shaq coming over me. Blah.
Yep. So guys, here are the 3 secrets again. Secret number 1, hotels produce multiple massive streams of income. Not just one, but multiple, right? Secret number 2, hotels can be bought for no money down. We showed you 5 techniques on how to do that. Secret number 3, big deal hacking is the best way to buy hotels so that you don't have to do everything by yourself or on your own, right? So we know that this feels like, drinking out of a fire hose for a lot of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But here's a good question, right?
Okay.
If you use secret number 1 so that you buy the hotel right, you have multiple streams of massive income, right? And then you use secret number 2 to buy them with no money out of your pocket,
Yeah.
because some of you might be concerned, well, I don't have any money, right? But you use secret number 3 on top of that. Now you have the right team of partners and hotel operators, right? Do you think you will succeed with hotel investing?
So if you got all the secrets, the multiple streams of income, no money down, the right team. Do you think? I'm asking you now, guys. Do you think you succeed? If you think so, type "succeed" in the chat. All right. Walt, would you scroll up so we can see who that? So if you think you had these things,
Jayanti said yes.
would you
Jessica succeed. Peter.
Succeed, Pete. There we go. Succeed.
Shira.
Yep.
mhm,
Yep. There we go.
Tanika. James.
All right. That's great.
All right. That Marlon. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Jeff.
From Jeff. Madeline. All right. Cool. From Sherry.
Chester. Okay.
All right. So the most important secret is really that big deal hacking among all the 3, right? Because with big deal hacking, you can find the right deals because you can have people bring you the right deals. you can raise the money because you can have people who will help you raise the money. You can get bank financing, as Mike said. On his first hotel deal, he got a credit partner, basically, right?
Absolutely.
Who guaranteed the debt. And you can find the right operator, or you can find someone to bring you the right operator, right? So that now you can profitably operate the hotel, right? So think about that, guys. Again, you don't have to do this by yourself or on your own. So, but how do you go about this?
Well, I mean, you need to know how. I mean, majority of the time, it's all about education and having somebody show you the example. I mean, if you got somebody that shows you and guides you, I mean, that's it. And then exposed to the right know-who, being in the right network, being in the right community, being around the right people with the right mindset. I mean, you're there.
Exactly.
So look, man, I obviously can't teach you all these different things in this one class today. And I apologize, man. But if you would like me and Davon to teach you and coach you hotel investing for the year, would you like that?
For one entire year.
Would you guys like me and Davon to coach you for an entire year? Type in yes or yes if that's something you would like. Would you like me to coach or mentor you?
All right, let's see. You got James, Jonathan, Kanikalon, Anna. Okay.
All right, great.
Cool.
All right, cool.
James, Dallas.
I have access to investors
All right,
now.
all right. That's awesome. If you have access to high net worth individuals, you know, all the more you should join us then.
Yeah, you definitely. You'll definitely.
Yeah. So, all right.
Go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Okay. So let me go through this. So, in our Big Deal Maker Mastermind, right? That's one way for you to get the right knowledge, because we have an online course, you know, about apartment and hotel investing, and you have lifetime access to that. Okay. So, for example, in our online course, with just module 2 alone, you will learn how to evaluate hotels, the 20 plus sources of hotel deals, and you get our hotel analyzer spreadsheet, right? So that you just input the numbers and it will tell you, is this hotel worth looking into? That alone will save you tons of time, right? Because
Absolutely.
you don't have to, like, you know, we've encountered this one guy and he said he spent like 4 hours analyzing a deal. I was like, no, Mike spends 4 minutes, you know, you're spending 4 hours.
I
Are
don't
you
even try
kidding
to
me?
spend that much time.
You know, so but see, that's the problem when you don't have the right knowledge, right? You'll be wasting time. You'll just be spinning your wheels going nowhere, right? So this online course by itself, the value is like $3,000, right? Now, in module 4 of the course, and also in what we call OPM Intensive, which is a 2-day workshop on how to raise private capital, you know, you get access to the recording of that. But, you know, we discuss how to raise private capital, how to do it through social media, how to raise big money, like institutional money. Because with hotels, a lot of times you will have to deal with institutional capital, right?
Yes.
Like $5 million, $10 million capital raise, one hotel, right? You know, Mike actually went through like advanced techniques for raising money, and our
Yes.
attorney John Glankler, you know, talks about how to raise money legally. You know, you have to have the right, you know, filings with the SEC.
Yeah, you
the
got
right
to. I mean,
paperwork.
you got to know how to market it, because I mean, if you don't market right, that you can be fined or even receive jail time.
Yeah, and as we've discussed, you and I will not be good in jail. All right, so the OPM Intensive recording, again, you have lifetime access
Give
to
me
that.
your cornbread.
Value of that is $2,000, guys, because like people have paid as much as $2,000 to attend the OPM Intensive, right? You get 6 coaching calls per week.
They get 6 calls a week.
Yep,
now?
which is crazy, you know. So Mondays 11 to 12 on hotel operations, Tuesdays on multifamily underwriting, Wednesdays on raising private
They
capital.
literally going to school.
Also on Wednesday, like a preliminary deal analysis, which is what I do. Thursdays, you learn from Tim Vest on how to find apartment deals, and Fridays is, you know, you talk about hotel underwriting in a lot more detail, right?
Yep.
So imagine you get that, like, you know, easily each of the coaches make like $1,000 per hour. Is that fair, Mike?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
is valuable.
Yep. So you're getting $288,000 of value just from that. And then we added this recently. You get a one-on-one coaching to help you implement what you're learning. You know, so for 12 weeks, someone will almost figuratively, you know, hold your hand, so to speak, right? So that you don't get lost in with all the training. You can focus. You can like focus on one aspect, whatever, right? And help you with the implementation. This one-on-one coach will keep you accountable.
Okay.
Yep. And then we give 3 live events or workshop per year. We have the OPM Intensive, which we do usually in January. So we'll do one in January 2024. But we do have the recording of that, so you get access to that immediately. We will do the Big Deal Workshop. It's all about analyzing deals in June 7 to 9. And then we have a Mastermind Day, 1 day in September, immediately after the Burr 360 conference, which will be in September 13 to 14, by the way. So all of that, the value of those live events is $5,000. Now, go ahead, Mike.
I mean, so if you get Devon and I to direct you to the right people, what if you did that? Like the right hotel operators, right lenders, even people who can help you raise money for you.
What's the value of that, right? So we talk about the importance of know who, not just know how, right? And we call that the $1 billion network, because by the time you add the deals that Mike has done, I have done, Tim Vest, Davon Reeves, Keisha Kennedy. These are our coaches.
So really getting it done.
John Kasman, right? Like if you add it all up, it's over $1 billion, right? So having access to that community, like what's the value of that, right? Community with experts in raising money, like easily that community alone is valued $10,000. The Big Deal Maker community, these are people doing big deals,
Actually
apartments
doing them.
and hotels.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just checked our Big Deal Maker community, and it's like, someone posted about a deal, like a hotel, So in fact, like, like Amit posted about a hotel, Jordan posted about a hotel, like a motel, So people are posting deals, and it's like, yeah, what's the value of that? Having that community that will tell you, oh, that's a bad deal, or don't go into that area, like the kind of
don't do it, don't do it.
As Mike would say, don't do that dumb shit. All right. So value of that is $10,000. We do have the Lion Capital Fund, which is a fund, a $5 million fund, to help fund some of our mastermind members' deals. What's the value of that? I mean, really, it's priceless, right? Just that alone, it's over $300,000 worth of value.
Really?
That's why you
That's a lot.
saying like this morning,
Yeah, I did say
we
that.
should charge like 100,000 for this, like Mike literally told me, don't stop sharing too much information, come on, man.
No, I mean like this information now is like I didn't think of it, but that's a lot of valuable information. But like if you only took a piece of what I shared with you, what if I just showed you how to raise $100,000? What would that do?
Yeah. And having that skill set, and not only that, guys, again, it's the network that you get introduced to.
Absolutely.
That's invaluable. You can't find that in Google. You can't just Google that or use ChatGPT, right? Because it's relationships, right? So and then as a bonus, what if we give you a directory of family offices? Mike, what's a family office?
Family office is a privately net worth group, a company privately held. And literally, they have over 100 million in assets, or not assets, but
Investable
majority
assets.
liquid.
That's crazy.
They're typically liquid in over $100 million, and they're looking for other projects or people to invest with to grow their money.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's amazing is when you told me that family offices, they will write you a check for $5 million, like that's
Yeah,
their
they rather-
typical minimum. Think about that, guys. That's their minimum is $5 million.
Man, the cat told me the other day, like, man, I'm gonna write you a check for $2.5 million, but they hit me with all these points. I was like, what was up with the points? He's like,
Because it's
this
too
ain't-
small.
This is too small. I ain't making no money off of that. I'm like,
That's
it ain't worth
crazy.
my time.
That's crazy. They'd rather write you a big check than a small check.
Yeah, come back when you want some real money.
That's what he told you.
I said, well,
So-
damn, brother.
So imagine you have access to different family offices with their decision makers, right? You get that. And then on top of that, what we call this investor persuasion toolkit. What if you get Mike's pitch deck? Pitch deck is what you use to persuade people to invest in you or in your company.
That's right.
And then you have the executive summary, which you can edit, right? That's what you use to persuade people to invest in your deal. and then you have to have this bio, for your team, and then very important, the investor status verification form, which you need to complete for every investor,
Every time you get an
especially non-accredited investors, right? Because the SEC has very strict rules on accreditation. If they're non-accredited, now you have to prove that you have substantive pre-existing relationship, and by having that documentation, then it will be, you will comply with the SEC. So the point is, why reinvent the wheel and come up with all of these documents from scratch? Why not just have Mike's template, right? So all of that, again, I did not even put a value, right? Again, total value of over $300,000. Now, guys, if we sell this to you for 100, is that something that you will buy? In fact, there is a guru, Mike, that has $100,000 mastermind.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I will not tell who.
It's a couple people.
Starts with a G, I think. So think about that, like 100,000, and they don't even teach hotels, Mike.
Yeah, no, they just teaching one thing.
Yep, and you're teaching apartments and hotels.
Yeah.
Right now, if it's only 50,000, will people buy that? For sure, like one deal they can recover $50,000, right?
Absolutely.
And then, there's another guru named Michael as well, and I heard, he charges 30,000.
Man,
And he only teaches apartments.
Man, 25, 30 grand. Like, that's the going rate.
Yeah. So it's like, but the good news, guys, is, we don't even charge you $30,000. Now, this is by application only. We will limit this. We already have 3 people, Mike. So this is only limited to just 7 more people now.
7 more people. Okay.
Yep. Now, if you're just curious, to find out how much it is, or you're just curious, to learn about hotel investing, but you're not really serious in buying a hotel in the next 12 months, don't even apply.
No, we
right?
want Navy SEALs, not baby SEALs.
Yep.
We don't want you in safety mode, but beast mode.
Right. And so again, if you're serious in buying a hotel in the next 12 months, apply now, right?
Yeah.
And the good news, guys, is that financing is also available, so that you can literally get in, right, for literally a few $100s per month, right? So text the word hotel to 206-803-8068.
Yes.
206-803-8068.
Yeah, type in hotel, 206-803-8068. Now's the right time to take advantage. I mean, there's so many different opportunities coming on for mortgages, maturing. So type in hotel,
like now
206-803-8068. We kind of had our time, huh?
Yep.
Do we want to take like 1 or 2 questions? I mean, I know we're over, but
I don't think we have enough time for questions.
Okay.
Now, these people became hotel owners, right? So the question is, why can't you? 206-803-8068.
Hey, I'm just telling you, if you want to get it, let's go. Don't waste time. Text hotel, and you're gonna learn this real estate game.
206-803-8068. So now it's time for Millionaire Mindset.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. 206-803-8068.
Now it's time for Mike's Millionaire Mindset.
Guys, one of the big things about doing anything is just believing. You have to believe with your entire being, because there's going to be storms, there's going to be waves that come in that feel like they can wipe you out, and you got to feel like a palm tree that just sways back and forth. It's challenging when there's something you want. I mean, and it gets to a point where you literally want to scream out. Your cape is torn. You got your Superman uniform on, and it's ripped. The cape is ripped, and kryptonite is surrounded all behind you and all beside you, and you feel like you're gonna cave in. But you just got to keep moving. You got to keep flying. You got to keep believing. And that's one of the tough things to do when everything is breaking loose and it's not as how you envision. There's so many things that I've accomplished, and the only reason because and listen, nobody believed me. Nobody wanted to take that opportunity. You're going to have these dreams, these ideas, these visions, and everybody's going to reject you. And you're going to have to say it over and over. This is what you're doing. This is what you want to accomplish. And people will eventually come. People will come help. They'll come assist, but not until they see you progress. And as much as you fight, they're going to tell you you're wrong. But I'm telling you, just keep believing. Keep believing. Keep reaching out and be decisive, be clear, be exact, be persistent, be consistent. And whatever it is that you dream of, whatever it is that you desire, whatever you put your efforts in, it will come into reality. Hey, that's my time today. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm out of here. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. And remember, you're one big deal away. See you guys. See you next week. Peace.